Hello and welcome to a Smurred P video, and today we're looking at the Uncanny X-Men issue 11 and what would make Charles Xavier escape is, I guess, the question on everybody's lips as we jump into this event, and it will become apparent very, very quickly and swiftly. So as we open this up, yes, you know where this is heading already. Space, the final frontier. So I can resist a Star Trek quip there. And everything seems quite normal. We've got a couple of Shi'ar spaceships, except there is a revolution in the background. A revolution to kill a certain empress. So, but there is one guard that can stand in the way and protect the empress, which is Deathbird. And she is going to bring on death. So this is written by Gail Simone, artist Xavier, Garron, color artist Matthew Wilson, and VC's Clayton Cowles is on the letters. And this is, apologies if I got any names wrong. So this is X-Manhunt, Chapter 1, Echoes of Madness, and this is the usual Uncanny X-Men team. So Xavier is still in the brig, and Graymalkin is they're recovering from the raid that happened a couple of months ago. We're learning that quite a lot of staff are falling in ill quite quickly and not around to provide the security that you expect. And even we're learning that Philip Scurvy, the other telepath, is still in a bad way and recovering. So Xavier is suddenly crying, and he's, you can imagine, he is reaching out into space and seeing how things are going on. And he's in real pain, and that is starting to lead to potentially a cardiac arrest going on once Deathbird is finally taken out, and Xavier is sedated. Now he says, I was a good man. So we have the diary in the background, just so you're aware. I haven't mentioned the diary yet, but the diary is in the background, which we've seen a couple of times in Uncanny X-Men. He says, I was a good man, but I was not always a good father, which is very true. You know, I mean, he's not really been there for his daughter, Zandra Nani. Oh goodness, I was never going to say that correctly. So I've never been able to say it correctly, to be honest with you, even with Lilandra. But anyway, we've got Zandra is trapped, and she reaches out to her father one last time. Help me. So back on the ranch, we have the training room, which the senior X-Men are going to sort of run through with the young kids. But Rogue is seeing it for how it is with this younger generation, this generation that don't take things seriously. It's like a sport or a video game, whereas training is important for the things that they're going to have to deal with. So the idea is very simple. They are to get out of the circle. So she knows what's going on, and this is probably one of the first times she identifies perhaps a little bit more with Cyclops and the decisions he makes and how hard he can sometimes be, because now she has to be that hard person. Ask Gambit to put one of them down hard because none of them taking it seriously. We also get Logan getting called Grandpa, and even his gruffing is taken as part of the game. So he puts down Sophia quite bad, and even the comforting afterwards expresses the softness perhaps of some of this team, whereas Rogue has to be the stronger part of this team and has to do it because ultimately these kids aren't ready. Not ready for the real world, not ready to face Mr. Sinister, Omega Red, Sabretooth, Sentinels, Master Mode, all those baddies in the background that are going to be coming for them at some point. So she feels like everybody's judging her, even though the horse. But what she did today was perhaps save that girl's life. And then she gets a call for Graymalkin saying that they need assistance. Meanwhile, the chief, who's off sick, there is something seriously going on with him. And I'm not sure if it's Xavier, because what's happening in his head, he is seeing, well, Sentinels everywhere. So, well, that's not ending well, let's put it that way. Xavier reaches out to to Sarah, saying that it's his daughter and I need your help. And it's quite nice. I could actually see Sarah and Xavier working together quite nicely, actually. So she, I'm not sure how she assists. I can't remember how her powers work, but she's managed to help get him out. And when he gets out, he is met with, well, the original X-Men. No, wait, it's not the original X-Men. We've got Rogue, we got Nightcrawler, we got Jubilee, we got Gambit, and we got, well, Wolverine as the Beast, which is quite ironic. He doesn't recognize them, and he realizes that it is not his X-Men there. And they're trying to explain to him that he has a tumor. And this tumor was explained to them that Xavier has, which is what killed young Harvey X in issue 1. And they're just trying to keep him in there because he's dangerous. However, nothing is going to stop him. He calls them imposters. He's literally lost his mind in some ways. And I'm not sure if the reason why, I'm presuming it's because of this tumor. It's perhaps pushing it because in reality, he's worked with these X-Men, almost some of them, as long as the original X-Men. You know, if you think Nightcrawler, Wolverine, and then Rogue followed quite quickly, you know, they were part of those very, very early days. So he is not prepared to be kept in jail, and he defeats Rogue, who looks at Xavier like a father, because that's what he was. She was very young, and he was probably the first person that perhaps told her about the rights and wrongs and, you know, gave her a chance. Whereas before, I don't think it was really like that for her, even when she grew up with Destiny and Mystique. So nothing is going to stop her from, stop him from rescuing Zandra, the Empress, because Daddy's coming, basically. So, and this is continued in NYX issue 9, which I do have, which will be, I will be running through very soon. It's actually not a comic that I've read, but I've heard great things. And we've obviously got Storm as well. I've got that issue as well. And then next week we go into X-Men and X-Factor and so forth. So I'm already enjoying how this story has begun. I think it was very well written. There was lots of interesting developments in this that you know, kept me going. But more importantly, this is meant to be an event, and events are meant to be fast-paced, but they are still meant to have these little connections. And I thought the connections were great. It still sat very well within an Uncanny X-Men book as well. So even if you're not reading the whole event, and I'm hoping that we don't know how that whole event is going to have a repercussion on Uncanny X-Men, but you could just read this and perhaps move on and not worry about the Xavier thing. But I know most die-hard X-Men fans probably will be seeing this out. So anyway, I hope you like my video. If you do, please do support my channel by subscribing. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Thank you to everybody that's subscribed to my channel already. Make sure you look after yourself. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.